I'm getting a haircut on Sunday with Rob. I'm so excited.
Oh,
yeah.
Booked.
You divorced your other barber?
No. But so basically, I'm changing up my hairstyle. I'm going to keep it long. I'm going to do some type of, dad middle-aged crisis grease ball slick back thing. But I just need him to help.
I saw Lawrence when we were shopping today. I saw Lawrence take off his hat. It was like watching fucking Darth Vader take off the mask.
Oh, come on.
The cold open. Throw gang. We are joined by the Sultan of Stolen Valor, Lawrence Schlossman. The blanky blank, I forgot to write this out, Chuck Franco. The Dark Deacon, Sean Mervana. And the Pulitzer Prince, James Harris. Welcome to the weekly running of the boys, now available behind the paywall and on an unhackable, unwatchable YouTube link. How's everybody doing?
What about for Chuck? It's the glizzy guzzler.
Yeah, I want to do a glizzy thing because we're going to talk about that, but like everyone's like glizzy gladiator, glizzy goblin. Like,
you're right.
Shit's all been done, so
shit's cooked, bro. Yeah.
Shit's boiled.
Yeah, because we're the most original, hilarious guys.
We don't steal other people's shit. Other people steal shit from us.
Yeah,
that's the throwing fits difference.
That is the throwing fits difference, and that's the thing. We steal. We just do it in a way where like we make sure that nobody will ever catch us.
Yeah. Brendan Dunn was whining. He's like, "Oh, Reebok stole October from me." I'm like, "Yo, how's it fucking feel, boy?"
October? Oh, that's pretty
that's
good though.
Yeah.
Damn, dude. Hey, try to get that trademark, Brendan. You fucking idiot.
Well, too late. Reebok definitely fucking made that their thing. Anyway, how's everybody doing, Lawrence? This is day 3 of 6 days in a row of hanging out. I'm not tired of you yet, but we're getting there. Certainly.
We only actually really hung out today. Everything else is kind of like we've been doing more. We've podcasted so much in the past
72 hours.
Extra side missions for the goddamn motherfucking boys. You and I did Pair of Kings, which I guess will be out. Yeah, it's out right today. It's out today. Yeah, wow. That was, bro, we potted yesterday. I don't know if we mentioned it on, what did we record? The AMA part 1, right? Who knows when that'll be out. But we had been potting for like 6 hours in a row.
Yo, do we have health insurance? Like my back is acting up from sitting for so fucking long. I mean, did you ever get health insurance? I did. I should probably pay. I think it was due yesterday. But I mean through the pod.
Yeah,
so I might not have health insurance right now at this moment, but maybe it's covered, like currently. Retroactive. Yeah.
I would love to make it you and I should be treated as like real employees.
But you know what is sick? This fit that I got on.
Oh, right. Okay, we're going to do a fit check. As always, James, why don't you start us off and let's keep it brisk and brief.
Raw dog in the feet. The Subus are on standby because it's still perfect shorts and weather.
Subu, stand down.
Shorts and hoodie
by.
weather. Yeah, shorts and hoodie weather here in New York. You're welcome for holding the shorts until prime shorts and hoodie season.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Speaking of which, got the only shorts that matter, the V1s on the saddle, and then shout out the Malmomi. Simon came through with the flow pack. This is the Tribune Quarter Snacks collab.
Oh, yeah.
From there. Alpine themed. Got some other things in that big old boxioli from Northern Scandinavia. Thank you, Simon. Thank you, Tribune.
Did you get Sun Buddies?
No, I got 2 tees, a fucking plush and yet light cardigan. I told Jacob Gallagher it felt like a stripper's natural ass. And then the Lofiolis that I bought, their collab with Adieu, which are fucking fire. Very loud. Very excited to wear them.
Simon, if you're listening, you are, and I know you're a fucking, well, this is in front of the paywall. This is the free preview. But I know you're a patron because you're probably the most noteworthy patron we've had in a while. And don't think that little email wasn't passed around.
Oh, there was a screenshot.
We saw that, bro. And I would just like to say publicly, I would love a full spread of Sun Buddies, and I will tag you on social media.
Their archive sale this past summer, I passed the link around.
Yeah, I know.
Huge. I copped like 4 pairs.
I got a pair. Remember Sun Buddies launching? We would have been at Complex. I remember I got a pair of like one of the OG frames that they did. There might have been like 2 styles or whatever, and I traded them to my brother for like a pair of Persols like a dumbass, and I really wish I had them, but they are. I need to re-up. This is now like 10 years later, but Simon hit me, boy.
But yeah, Trebien is now on, has us on Flow Team, obviously part of the TF Extended Universe, and the most enthusiastic, most recent partners, or just like entrance of the TF Universe.
Yeah, definitely just best friends.
So shout out Simon, shout out Han, shout out Jesse Hudnut here in New York. Who's next, Larry? Oh, and drink check. Are we doing drink? Just water.
Just water. Yeah,
Water.
I think I'm the only person that's been like drinking on pot, at least recently. But
No, you and Chef.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, then
I can't not. I don't know. It's like becoming like a really bad habit.
Okay. Well, let's toss it to our very sad and pathetic alcoholic friend, Jeffrey Epstein.
Damn, bro.
With a good fit though.
Hey, thanks, man.
Yeah, it looks great. You look good, even if you're spiraling.
Hey, appreciate it. It's just like, yo, like I work like all day, and then we go straight into this. Yeah, I just need like a fucking, a little.
Sorry, I didn't mean to shame you. You just
look
set
good.
it up like you're like, I can't stop.
No, it's like Chef. It's like what Chef always says: look good, pod good, feel numb.
Yeah, comfortably numb. Yeah, that would be a good outro potentially, or title.
It's got to be some Van Halen.
Oh, whatever.
R.I.P.
I'm for teacher.
Dude, I've got
jump.
Oh, speaking of Gallagher, I'll use his joke, which he said he wouldn't say publicly. Rest in peace, you shred bitch. Get it? Shred. Yeah, maybe not that good. Maybe Gallagher not that good, bro.
Panama.
Oh yeah, Panama. Ha, ha, ha. Yeah.
Chef, what's the fit?
Yeah, sorry.
You drunk bastard.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. Halfway through this Bud Heavy, and I'm losing my mind.
Yo, shout out Bud Heavy. I owe you an email. Sheesh.
I'm wearing the Scooboos. I'm wearing Entire World trousers. I'm wearing a black Uniqlo T-shirt, and I'm wearing like this is our legacy like overshirt situation.
What's the fabric on that? It's a little tough to tell.
Cotton.
It's cotton, but it's like it's extremely soft, silky cotton, and it's got these.
What do you say? It's as soft as a stripper's natural ass.
Hey, better than RIP, you shred bitch.
That was Gallagher, not me. Don't put that demon on me, Ricky Bobby.
It's got these like really sick, like just like pearl buttons on it, but Suki chewed up the second one. And so, yeah, this one is like absolutely wrecked, but I kind of like it. It's just like a little piece of her everywhere.
Little tweak, like
whatever you need to tell yourself so that your drunk ass falls asleep at night.
No, it's like what our either most recent or never had on the pod before guest Chris Green said. You gotta tweak everything a little bit.
Sure. And I'd just like to shout out Pepper real quick. Had no bloodlust in that dog. A true angel.
Really?
Never
chewed a loaf?
Never even dreamt of even sniffing Ann John. And I respect that. And you got to give respect to get respect. I think we said that on Pair of Kings, and that is true, and that applies to my dog. Thank you, Chef Chuck. Fit check.
I'm wearing Uniqlo socks because I forgot to take them off. They're gray. I'm wearing Hill City shorts with Uniqlo underwear. And then I'm wearing this Add Some corduroy shirt.
Ooh, yeah.
The purple grapey color. Shout out Pete and Matt. Thank you. And just a Gildan white tee. That's it.
Are you drinking anything?
What does it say on your shirt?
Oh!
Wow! Yo, I hope you're a $10 patron, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, no one say what it is. I saw that and I was like, "What? Could it be?"
Can we see the back? Is there a back graphic? Is it the Ferg?
It's just a tri-Ferg. It says peace and love.
That's a great little.
Hey, let's see if you can extrapolate that one at home. What are we talking about, actually?
No, but the shirt, the cord shirt is fire. Cord shirts, bad baby.
Is that purple? I can't.
Yeah, it's purple.
Yeah,
it's a Yerple.
That's fucking sick.
It's like a grape. Indica flavored.
Yeah, it's muddy.
Yeah.
Add some did like a whole cord program for fall winter 20. That grape cord, that Welch's cord. That's the king. That's regal. I mean, that's what purple is, right? It's a regal color. That's the king of them all.
I would just like to say I grabbed this before it was in GQ also. So.
Oh.
Yeah.
Got it. You think anyone is like, oh, Chuck gets his style tips from Gentleman's Quarterly?
I just want to. I don't know.
Maybe you just want to get out, control the narrative before the narrative controls you, is what you're saying.
Grab the bull by the horns.
Exactly.
All my cords muddy.
It's running of the boys, and you know what that means. Grab the boys by the horns, dude. Are you drinking anything, Chuck?
Just water.
Chef, did you shout out? Oh, you shout out Budweiser because James mentioned
Heavy, always, yeah.
Yep.
I have Subus on my feet. The only shorts that matter on my Gamiolis. I am wearing a t-shirt, A24 merch which was a nice consolation, one of the many consolation prizes that James and I got after doing genius level marketing work for our close personal
Zero money.
Hollywood friends.
Zero money. They offered money. We said no.
Funds.
Give us Jonah.
Zero funds, but one Jonah Hill and a few items of merch. So I think this was the last tee, and I was like, I need it, dude. I please, can I have it, please?
And then we ripped it off for Jonah Hill Day, and
yes,
six people bought them.
No, that we ripped off the Kanye Wyoming listening party merch.
No, we ripped this off.
No, Jonah Hill Day has like the date. It was the listening session, right? No, it was this.
Larry's right.
Really?
Yeah, I'm right. Whatever, doesn't matter. It's the same fucking tee. I mean, here, look at
same
that.
thing.
And then I am wearing a hat from a brand called Scenic Route. Fuck racism. This was a BLM charity piece that I bought because I'm a hero.
Did you buy it?
Because it has.
Did you buy it?
Yes. I absolutely bought this.
Full price?
Full price. And I like the shape. It's like a vintage, more of like a trucker hat vibe, but it's just a snapback. And,
I wouldn't say trucker hat. It's more like the Raiders hats like NWA would wear.
Oh, so that's a compliment.
Yeah, no, I like it. I like it a lot, and I would have got it if you hadn't gotten it. But I chose to support. I chose to support the cause in other ways. I guess.
Sure, totally right. With your star power.
What? Oh, what are you drinking?
I'm drinking Mein Klang, the orange wine. It's fucking delicious. And a brand new natural wine shop opened up the street from me. And
oh, nice.
They just opened today, and
That's dangerous.
I know. Well, I have some other places that are close, not
on your street
kind of
close
shit.
though.
I mean, there's another one that's around the corner, but they're so hit or miss with what they have that like I've gone multiple times, like trying to make regretful purchases, and there wasn't even the shit there that I would want. But this place seems fully stocked.
Chuck, you're not necessarily a fan of what
Chuck,
Larry has right now?
Yeah, Chuck gave it a bad review earlier.
Yeah, I just have like a folder separated of like all the wine bottles I did like and all the ones that I wasn't really fun with. And
like
that,
pictures
pictures. I can't really say why. I don't remember like why I didn't necessarily like that one, but yeah, I don't know. I really
like it a lot, and I highly recommend it.
I don't think I hated it.
Right. Teach his own, bro. Different strokes.
Different strokes. Yeah.
What would you score it out of 10?
Me or Chuck?
Chuck.
I don't remember that one.
All right. Very good podcasting.
Would not buy again.
Hey, Larry, what would you score it out of 10? Thanks, James. I would score it. I'm gonna go 8.8.
All right. 88. Very spicy number.
Just south of Ladybird.
Fit check, drink check complete. Let's get into it with our best friends behind the paywall. Whether you're 5, whether you're 10, especially if you're 20, we fucking love you. Lawrence and I, we had a little day date.
We did.
We hit up our boy Matt, aka Vintage Sponsor, and did a little vintage shopping excursion. Kind of like halfway between our cribs. Like I walked 20 minutes, then what? You took the train?
Yeah, I took the train. So I had never, let me clarify. I'm not going to pretend like Matt, or you had been talking to Matt online. I didn't even follow him on Instagram.
We've been chatting online,
and I thought meeting him and even kind of like hearing about them as a sponsor.
And I've been following him for a minute, and not a minute, but we'd been DMing, and then I had thought that this was a guy because Capsule used to do. Shout out to Chris Corrado. Capsule used to do a curated vintage section where you could actually buy shit. So that was like early, when we were fucking Groms ourselves and vintage. It was the only thing at the trade show you could buy, that and like food. So I thought that this guy came from there. Like I've been following for years, and I just assumed that was it. And then
that's what you assumed was the origin story. Like
remember? So we get there, and I'm like, yo, what up? He's like, yo, nice to meet you guys. I was like, didn't we meet at Capsule like 50 million years ago? He's like, no, this is the first time we're meeting.
No, no, absolutely not. Thanks for asking, dude. Yeah, but Matt was cool as hell, and it was
Chuck, very advanced was there.
Oh,
we saw Jordan.
Love Jordan.
Yeah, it was kind of
another vintage god.
Yeah. And it was cool to see Jordan for the first time in a while. He was digging through the crates, like doing his own thing, completely. Like James and I are there to like kind of like like we're fucking hey, it's the Throwing Fits dudes. Like, we're coming through. Bulls in the China shop. And Jordan's like, okay, I'm like actually doing like a real serious vintage pull for a client. But it was great to see him and getting to chop it up with Matt and just getting free reign of what we call that, a showroom. What is that? That's basically kind of more
showroom storage. I mean, it was a fucking mess, but like not, it had some organization, but like that was fine.
You said it looked like your bedroom.
Like my childhood bedroom.
Because I was like, this is sick. This is madness. And I was like, things are on racks. Like, we don't want to, paint a picture of Matt being a complete fucking, super messy guy or anything like that. With that said, there was at least a billion garments.
Yes.
Contained in those 4 walls.
And he's like, this rack is my clothes. We're like, do you live here?
Yeah.
Like,
I was like flipping through some of that, and we'll talk about like I was looking at Polo Country, but I'm flipping through. I was like, oh, yo, this short coat is sick. Like, can I buy? He's like, that's my rack of clothing. Like, I get dressed in, and I was like, oh, like
that's.
Should I take off your favorite jacket? That was a bit rude of me.
That's my underwear. Yeah. This is my bedroom. Please leave. But we were just there to fucking dig, bro, and like racks on racks on racks on racks, piles on piles on piles on piles. Racks.
You don't know how you found him, so there's no origin story. You just woke up one day and you're like, I'm following this guy. The algorithm serves it to me. He's got great shit.
I think it might have been a follow back, and I looked at him and I'm like, wait, this is the guy that I met at Capsule and like bought like a frog camo overshirt from like 9 years ago. But clearly wasn't. Whatever. So he was cool, and I guess this was my first time like shopping IRL, except like at 316, 18 East, and a few other stores where it's like very curated. It's their selection. This was just madness, right? And it was awesome. It was just maximalism to the fucking fullest. And we just like, I don't know if you ever get this experience, but you kind of just like black out a little bit, and then you orient yourself, and then you're just like, all right, like this is what I'm doing. I'm fucking whatever muscles you use to like move racks from right to left are already sore. Or sorry, like hangers right to left, already sore.
Yeah, the flicking through like the books, the magazine method kind of,
Yeah, and the racks were so the racks were so fucking stuffed like some gabagool tortellini that you had to like shove them all to one side to like give yourself some room to flip over.
Right,
anyway.
just a little, just give it that smidge, so you could look at a graphic at a cool 18-degree angle, like completely breaking your neck to get in there. Exactly.
I've not experienced. What's going on. Made the mistake of trying to do that on a lower rack. Did not last long. Just haven't had that experience in a while. So it was like riding a bike, familiar, but distant.
I never thought about. So it's funny. I have done like no shopping at all. You mentioned like you had a nice little day downtown, right? You went to 18 East. You said you went to 316 to see Andrew in your shop, which is, and I definitely want to do that. I mean, my
when you go to Mildred
shopping. Yes, and I absolutely will. Definitely want to stop by and see Andrew. Shout out Andrew Chen, the homie, and shout out Antonio on 18 East. But the only time I've been like shopping is if I was going down to meet with Teddy as a professional menswear consultant for a little brand called Ame Leon. Ever heard of it? I'm going to pop in. I'm going to see the new stuff.
Oh, that's why I can't be honest about it. Okay, I see. Do that.
I'm going to peep the merchandising. I'm going to flip through the racks there. But that's not shopping. That's not blacking out, to James's point. That's just work, bro. That's just what you do as a fashion professional. So to your point, bro, I forgot what it was like, not just to shop, but to be like, ooh, that private shopping, that VIP experience that sometimes, every so often, you or I are so lucky to find ourselves into. Everyone can get that right now, kind of in Quar. When it like shit is shut down and there's like limited, but I love that fucking free rain where I can just twirl around. I can pirouette amongst the Johns.
Big VIP. And then
I feel like the fucking candlestick in Beauty and the Beast up in that bitch, bro. I'm fucking was loving life.
And then I was thinking, I was like, have we ever shopped together? Except for the one time where we shopped, or maybe twice we went to Barney's. RP dead bitch.
For the wardrobe allowance for Fashion Bros. What did you buy? I bought Greg Lauren and Tom Brown.
I bought Rick, Raph, and Simon Miller. And
usually
maybe
what you're dressed in. Yeah. Can we get Peso? Can we get Peso as the outro music?
I got Jeremy Scott fucking Adidas. No, just kidding.
Do you have those pieces? Have we talked about this before? You don't have.
Yeah, no, I have. So I wore it on Fashion Bros, and I remember like Ronnie Feig came up, turned to me afterwards, and he's like, "What the fuck even is that sweater, bro?" And I was like, it's Raph Simmons." And Lawrence was like, "Yeah, that's a classic. That's an instant fucking blast."
Oh, because it was Sterling Ruby.
And there's a father's collection, and Ronnie's like, "Oh no, I knew that." I knew that shit.
Well, I don't remember that, but I.
And then I still have a Rick sweater.
I do remember instant fucking classics. Oh, the nun is on. There's
there's a hot wayfish model dressed in like a nun's habit, giving the finger because it's so fucking cool. And then I don't know what else there is.
So you bought 2 like archive head Grail John. That's crazy that even like you had the foresight, because I bet you those pieces are worth like. Those are classic pieces, I think.
The Rick I wear kind of often in the winter. It's like super cozy and like just like I wear it with like baggy pants. The wrap sweater is super loud and it's also so fucking hot that like it's fine when I'm outside, but if I'm inside or in an office environment, I just cannot wear it. And it's so tight and the neck is fucking choking me like a goddamn daddy shit. I'm just like I can't take it off. Like it's a whole production to take it off.
Okay, I see what you're saying. So it's definitely not functional. It's
made of this is when like Raph is doing fucking like it's not neoprene, but it's some shit similar to that.
It is low key like
I'm in a fucking body condom.
If you dig down deep enough in my Instagram, and I think I said this on Pair Kings, I've never deleted any Instagram post. You can see the day that this got delivered, or you bought it at Barney's. I think you wore it to work the next day. I took a picture of you. Remember in that makeshift photo studio? Remember, there's a picture of you on my Instagram wearing the hoodie from the back.
Oh, the Raph hoodie. That's the second Raph piece. I was talking about some other shit.
Oh,
yeah. No, the Raph Father's collection was not sterling ruby, but the shit.
Yes, it was.
Then no, the hoodie's not sterling ruby.
The hoodie is later, and he kind of took the same fucking collage cues. Right. We are a fashion podcast. Anyway,
who's an Antwerp 6 again? Most elusive member of the Antwerp 6, Marina Yee, latest collection,
Stimpy,
latest addition to Trevian.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
So that's how you know they're fucking heads.
So she's still fucking kicking. All right, good to know.
Yeah, they all are. All right, so we had a little excursion, and it was funny to see kind of like we eventually, we said what up. We did the awkward, like someone went in for a pound, someone went with the elbow bump.
Right, get that over with. Just move past.
Yeah, just keep it moving. Intros. Jordan was done. He had to bounce. And we were chopping up with Matt, fan of the show, just kind of like getting a peek behind the scenes. It was funny though, like after all that, we kind of naturally separated and did our own thing.
Sure.
You want to talk about what you're into?
Yeah. Well, I would like to say one thing. We need to be putting shit like this on video because before we separated, I remember being like we were charming, because that's my thing, right? Meeting someone for the first time, they're kind of familiar with what we do, and this is going to be a huge theme throughout this episode. But like, there's always a bit of me that's like, yo, are they expecting a version of me that's like not real, that's hammed up once or twice a week, depending on if they're a patron or not? Is this person going to be like, oh, these guys are fucking buffoons or, whatever? And when it was, once you think about all that and you move past that and you kind of get into a groove, we need to be filming that, because that to me was grade A content. So I don't know how we do that, but
I mean, we need a videographer. So if there's any videographers out there, bang our lines. Not if you fucking.
We do need a videographer.
If you're in New York and have your own shit and want to work for cheap to free, I don't know. But no, so we were whatever. We were cracking jokes, top level banter,
and
top level banter.
Sure.
We geeked out over the fucking Jeezy merch. The quadruple XL can't ban the snowman.
There was the stuff that you and I both liked. You and I are very what are the things that we both like? We love fucking rap promotional merchandise, not like rap tees, not like rap tees that sell for $500, but like Rough Riders, Jadakiss, promotional, like why ? Talty, or you can't ban the snowman fucking Jeezy merch coming straight from the label. I believe that's a 4X.
Hater,
exactly,
which was not there, but shout out Mano.
Some Dipset shit.
Oh yeah. Then a bunch of 9/11 tees. He basically had like a whole 9/11 section, which was kind of fire.
That he said that was like his thing, that was his category that he said that he would, and obviously he was saying that 9/11 is a big seller, so you'd expect him as a businessman to play into that, but there was a lot of 9/11 shit.
The Bill Clinton
bread and butter. That's Matt's bread and butter.
The Bill Clinton Al Gore election tee. Yeah. That was gas. 96.
That was really good. Know. That was the most pedophiles I've seen on one shirt in a single day. That was
since the Jeffrey Epstein funeral merch. So
the shit that I was drawn to is
go for it.
Yes. the stuff that I was drawn to.
Well, you already skipped ahead.
A lot of shirting
here, so
overshirts, chamois. Oh, sorry.
What
should we be talking about? Now this is
no. Just tell me what you were talking about. So you were drawn to, like, you're like, yo, do you have any? You saw some Polo Country. You're like, holy fucking shit, I need some Polo Country. The perfect pair of Levi's.
Love Polo Country. I've talked about on the pod before.
Digging through the crates on the Polo, on the Levi's. Keep going.
Trying to find, and did not find that perfect pair of 501s. Tried on some Lee jeans. Never really thought about buying Lee jeans vintage. Very nice. Still didn't find the one. Found some great overshirts of, trying on LL Bean, trying on a little fucking Land's End, trying on some fucking Woolrich, settled on a Woolrich overshirt, which was the one thing that I purchased, which is very nice. But yeah, definitely drawn to the shirting, all the stolen valor shit, as you kind of like, perfectly laid out up top. And then for me, yes, Ralph Lauren Country, my favorite Ralph Lauren line of all time, the predecessor to Double RL in some respects, just really great, solid workwear with a little bit of a Western twang. Again, couldn't buy anything out of Matt's personal collection, so came up a little short there.
You were back,
but yeah, that's
you were serving up. You were serving up like individual. You're like, hey, do you have any Western chamois shirts? Do you have any chore coats? Right? Do you have any Polo Country? I was just like fucking kid in a candy shop with all the t-shirts, even though I have way too many t-shirts. Got to do another purge soon. My t-shirt drawers are overflowing to the point where they're getting shredded. They're overstuffed. My tees got tees. But I was drawn to like the funny, the nostalgic, the ridiculous rap tees. I ended up with a Claude Monet shirt and a item that will remain a secret for now, and then a very fucking fire Breckenridge, Colorado, which is like, I've been there before. It's fire. And
a hat. You didn't say it's a hat.
It was a hat. It was like I don't remember if it's a black cord, but then it had a fucking suede bill, which to me, like, and a suede button on top. And that's just like some shit that is
it's a fleece. You bought it. It's a fleece hat with a suede brim that is like a Velcro strap on the back. It's fine.
But the suede bill, it's that's some real like Western shit, I feel like. But it also, like, the hat like fit my head well. It's kind of shaped similar to your fuck racism shit.
Absolutely. That's definitely a fucking Aspen vibe for sure. And I think that the difference in the kind of stuff that you and I were looking at separately, I think represents two really dope things about vintage that are like really easy access points to get into. Like, we understand that new shit is coming out all the time, and we're not necessarily the guys that are like, save the fucking planet, even though hopefully everyone who's listening to this is like doing their part to just do the right thing, to kind of, use your brain type shit. But for you love, like you're saying, the nostalgia, right? That kind of, that it's almost like the comfort food of John's, right? That's how you see it.
Yeah, and I'm not gonna lie, like, I thought that when this most recent vintage craze came around, I was a little hesitant at first because, one, I don't know if you guys remember, like, a period in New York in like the mid-aughts where like hipsters first like truly became a concrete thing. I guess Chef and Sham, you weren't even alive, or Chef and Chuck, you weren't even alive yet.
This is meet me in the bathroom type shit is what you're talking about.
Meet me in the bathroom type shit, but also like there was this Tumblr called "Look at This Fucking Hipster," and basically
hipster runoff. You're talking about hipster runoff, like you're talking about
hipster runoff. Look at this fucking hipster, which was like
American Apparel type beat.
Sat next to your book in Urban Outfitters. Just novelty joke dumb Christmas books that people get from their cool aunt, and they immediately,
no one got my book because nobody bought it. So
right. But no, so vintage, and where I went to school, it was very hipstery, and vintage was very much a thing. But you would like I hope I didn't do this, but I definitely had some Johns that definitely did not survive the fucking test of time. But people would be like, the joke was like, yo, are you like a hipster, or are you someone's grandfather, right? Oh, did you your grandmother died? You're about to raid her closet. And you would have these young men,
mean and insensitive,
young men and women with like gigantic glasses and like gigantic cardigans. Even in Greenpoint, it's like, yo, are you a Polish kielbasa boiler or a fucking hipster, right? So that was all vintage shit, and like it was definitely fun.
Do kielbasa boilers wear like fire Carhartt shit?
No. So it's not like workwear. It was more like ridiculous, like loud shirts.
Okay.
Right, and like
so
like
Bill
roughly,
Clinton and Al Gore merch.
Yeah. Not even, but not merch like that, because like the vintage merch.
Merch is a newer phenomenon, or merch is it's come back fucking so hard. I feel like every year.
The merch of like random events and like like fun runs and like random like softball games and shit. Like that's what is fun now. That's what I like now. But no. So I was
like
a little
personality. That's what you're.
Yeah. So I was a little hesitant in the current iteration of vintage, but now it's just like, yo, it's a whole new fucking world. There's obviously now an influx of sellers like Matt and others who we all follow and love that are just like doing a good job of curating it. So it's not just going into a fucking Goodwill and getting like a ridiculous pastel colored fucking ruffly shirt.
Yeah, and I'm sure you could still like find fucking amazing shit in like your local Goodwill or whatever. But my side of vintage that I love, and I 100%, what you said resonates with me 100% is what I'm trying to say. There is absolutely a comforting, nostalgic, kind of beautiful glow that I think is around, that exists around vintage of all types, whether it's like merch-based stuff or it's like, workwear that's like someone kind of beaten for you, or if it's like a grandma knit. But for me, I think that, the rush of getting a sick John, for a lot of people, right? Like they contextualize that around like, new things that have just dropped and just come out. Cause that's like what our world is. And there's this sense of urgency that exists as a through line through all of this stuff, all categories, footwear, collabs, apparel, whatever, because you're like, it's going to be gone and it won't be there. Yeah. And what's
buy now or forever miss out.
Right, exactly. And it's this whole idea that we talked about at length with Gian, that we've talked about many times, where it's like this, can I please have the opportunity to spend money? That sucks. And I understand, jumping through these hoops or lying to yourself so that you can like jump through these hoops and not completely hate yourself to chase a feeling at the end there, right? To get to that finish line, to get the garment in hand. And a lot of these kids that get that stuff, they take the picture or take the fit pic and then immediately flip it. And I understand that, to each his own, but with vintage, there's a lot of the same emotions, but even like heightened, and it's hard to understand until you get like the perfect, like for me, the perfect pair of Levi's 501s vintage, the perfect pair,
which you haven't found yet.
Which I haven't found, but like for like a vintage Wrangler shirt that's perfect, a perfect barn jacket, but these one of one things that can come into your life randomly, whether it's at a local Goodwill or like at the showroom of a vintage fucking god, like vintage sponsor. That is something that cannot be replicated. And I would never tell you to shop vintage just to, yes, exactly.
That's the hunt.
But not even the hunt, because dude, I'm lazy, bro. It's not even the hunt. I wish that someone would just serve up the perfect shit for me, but you got to try it on. No one is ever going to know the exact ins and out of your body and your personality like you do. So like no one could I get it, but I don't want to fucking hunt, bro. Are you kidding? We were there for 2 hours. I was exhausted. I like it.
Yeah, I was exhausted, but I'm exhausted shopping, period.
Yeah, and I think and I think to this is the better way to use your time, is to get these super rare one-of-one things that you're never going to see someone else wearing, that and you're never going to find anything that could potentially replicate it or replace it. And that's what's special about vintage.
The one reason why I don't like, or not the one reason, but a reason why I'm not necessarily like, why I didn't make a beeline for like the workwear and the pants and the outerwear like you did, and more for the shirts, the t-shirts, was now that I've like kept a bunch of shit for 15, 20 years now, and it's like molded, talking like jeans, talking outerwear, talking like sweaters, everything. Like each little nick or like tear or like whatever anomaly or mistake is like, that's mine. And that's the reason why I never, ever, ever bought like pre-distressed jeans. We talked about this in the AMA, or like shit with like pre-ripped denim. Cause like I want to make the fucking rips in the denim, right? I want to stain my shit so that like when I see like oil or wine or whatever, or paint or whatever, it's like a fucking paint splattered jeans. I always thought that was the dumbest thing to ever buy. No offense, Lawrence. I know you own all that shit.
Do I though? Not really.
Do you?
I don't own any like helmet lang. I mean, I kind of.
No, it's like yeah, it's cool that, if you buy a pair of jeans that is fucked up in a certain way, like, yes, that is a one of one. But to me, it's like, I want to earn that wearing. I want to earn those battle scars, And I saw Chuck nodding. I have a question for you guys. Like, vintage is so fucking hot with Gen Z now. Like, do you guys care about this shit? Like, do you
What's your
care about this shit? Are you vintage dogs? Like, what is it?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like I try and cop things secondhand, if not from like a small place like 18 East had some 316, but like, yeah, I mean, I definitely
for ethical reasons or for what?
Well, just because they're the homies and they're not big and evil,
Support
and I
the
know
homies.
that they're like.
No, I mean,
great
I
people.
mean the secondhand stuff.
Yeah, sustainable shopping. Man.
Yeah,
of course.
Yeah, all the good shit already exists, right? I mean, most of it.
True.
Yeah,
that's a good point.
Yeah, all the good shit already exists, and all the shit everyone is telling you is the good shit is based on some old good shit, right?
Yeah.
So it's all there. It's all.
So you guys are doing it for like sustainability and ethical reasons, not necessarily for like selfish reasons, like Lawrence and myself.
For the most part. I don't know. Also, I just think that the one-on-one aspect is like also very appealing too. You know, like you just end up finding shit that just feels serendipitous and makes it like more valuable in your wardrobe. Like that fucking the Bud Heavy jacket that I found. Like that's my favorite piece right now, and I just literally had no plans of buying anything like that, but I just like found it and I was like, shit, this is it. And I felt like I found it for a reason, you know?
When vintage hits, nothing will ever hit like that. Like George Chef and his Budweiser jacket, or me and my favorite Wrangler, or whatever. Like it's just
me in that Far Side t-shirt.
Yeah, James in the Far Side t-shirt that I also own and owned for. Yeah, it can't be replicated unless unless it is actually the same thing that someone else happens to find. And that absolutely is something that. And listen, all the green fucking, minimizing the footprint and, being sustainable, that's important. But like, if you want to know how we're not fucking lying and there's no agenda, it's like, I'm not even taking that shit into account. I'm just saying, like, I'm trying to have shit that is extra fucking special, dude. Like fucking talk about an uncut gem. And you're only going to find that doing vintage, right?
Hey, you think I'm
never going to find that at retail.
I had this brand new white tee shipped to me from Sweden. That's probably the least fucking sustainable thing I could have done this week.
Yeah. You offset it by pirouetting around.
Yeah, I copped the carbon credits.
James and I were ballroom dancing. Okay, we're just so excited to see each other and so excited to shop. It happens.
Yeah, and it was also just cool to like kind of tap into the TF universe, which I was telling this to Matt and to a lot of people. It's like, yo, we don't know what it's like to be podcasters in a non-COVID world, right? Like we quit our jobs in May and June at the height of this shit.
Yeah. We don't know what it's like to be unproductive members of society. This is a new thing.
But it was cool. But it was cool to like just to link up with someone that's like doing his own thing.
Yeah,
with
100%.
Us, because it very much is like part of the TF universe. I mean, this guy just go look at this shit. He posts like 20 million times a day, and like half of this shit, I'm just like, oh, like that's kind of.
And that's the real deal, which was very funny because he's like, yo, so like, what's the deal with fishing? Shit, like you fish? I'm like, nope, I don't.
Stolen valor.
Just a recovering frat boy who doesn't want to wear sunscreen, who would prefer that his shirt filters out the UV rays for him. But like you were saying, he hunts, he fishes. He's the real fucking deal. So like.
Yeah, we were like, yo, sorry for canceling. He's like, nah, it's cool. Normally I work with skateboarders. Those all those fucking gutter snipes are, the most unreliable motherfuckers this side of like rappers. But yeah, thank you, Matt, for the VIP experience.
Yeah, enjoy the free press. We should actually just have him on the podcast.
Well, we asked him to, so there's that.
See why you got it. I was gonna like tee it up in a cool.
Well, somebody, like three people
cook this week.
3 people DM'd. Because you're jumping all around the run of show. I had to reorder the shit. 3 people DM and they're like, yo, have him on the pod. And I was like, upside down smiley face. Hee hee.
Yeah. Little do you know. We're fucking you're 2000 you're 2000 and late, you fucking
But thank you, Matt. I'm glad you fuck with the pod in your little basement unventilated showroom that's next to the
It's a little hot. It's a little hot.
The who's his neighbor? Like he makes like hardware for like gay BDSM raves.
So if you are going to a gay BDSM late night rave and you need a leather harness that also happens to fucking not glow in the dark, but like light up and presumably like be able to send fucking messages in Morse code, that's his neighbor. And that guy advertises very hard.
Yeah,
which was
and very
amazing.
well
Outside of his own office. Yeah, the work looked amazing. I mean, we didn't get hands-on with it. We were pretty exhausted. We didn't want to shop a second time.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But next time for sure.
Unlike some other people, Matt, glad you fuck with the pod, which is the perfect transition into Like, it was great. Like, we walk in there and he's like, oh yeah, like Jimmy and Larry.
It. Yeah, he knows.
But there's been a few instances where explaining what we do and what the extended universe that is so robust and so compelling is all about. Like, if you're not a part of it, it really is kind of, if you know, and not in like an exclusionary way, but it's like,
no, not at all.
How the fuck do you know how can we describe this to you if you're not already a member? And we've run into this difficulty in 2020 quite a few times. You recently put your fucking loafer
in my mouth. Yeah.
Right. And your wife just roasted the shit out of you, which is amazing. I wish she had recorded that or put that on her IG story.
Sure.
But yeah, what happened? You ran into a fellow Jaws enthusiast who
Yes, and this is the exact, and like I said, before we like really got to know Matt, like I was saying, you never know, but you're gonna try to play it cool either way. But on DeKalb, there are a lot of vintage sellers that are like selling on the street, and I've been passing this kid recently. I'm assuming he's younger than me, who is clearly a fellow Johns enthusiast, who's like selling his Carhartt work in progress, his Silver Bullet 97s. I don't know if there's a good cause wrapped into this, but he's
what's he like wearing?
He's the most recent time. Well, the first time I saw him, he was dressed. I don't even remember what he's wearing, but I remember there was a guy looking at his wares who was carrying a vintage LL Bean boat and tote. And he was like, hey, man, I love your bag. And that guy was like, oh, thanks, bro. And I'm just observing kind of like in the cut. And the guy's
You're
like,
just getting hammered. You're just getting hammered at Walters.
Yeah, right. Exactly. I just have my like little spectator like binoculars, like
opera glasses.
They're like Dr. Robotnik, like my steampunk shit. So this dude is like, oh, thanks. It's like LL Bean. And the kid's like, oh, no, I know. They haven't sold that color with the contrast stitching in like 10 years. And I was like, oh, my Lord. Oh, my Lord. This guy, I was very, at that point, I'm like, this dude knows his shit.
No doubt about it.
I was a little, so I didn't engage then. Anyway, I saw him again last weekend. I was walking back from brunch with my wife, wearing the V2s, the only shorts that matters.
Bottomless mimosas?
See him, no. And I could see him clocking me. Like, I could see he was looking at the shorts, and I was like, all right, here we go. Like, get ready. We're going to have a fucking thing, right? And I was excited because this dude...
What's your entrance music that starts playing?
By God!
Panama!
Yeah, right. So I was excited. No, it's A$AP Rocky Peso because I'm such a fucking boomer.
Pretty motherfucker.
But so I'm like, all right, here we go, getting ready. And he's like, yo, cool shorts. And I was like, thanks, man. He's like, who makes them? And I'm like, me.
Oh,
and he's like, and Jenna the whole time is sitting there like, oh my God, here we go. So I'm like, me.
I make the shorts.
It's me.
I'm the shortsman.
Hey, nice to meet you, fella. No. And he was like, oh, like, what is like Throwing Fits? That's like, it's your brand? And I was like, yeah. And then he's like, and I'm clammed the fuck up. And he's like, oh, so like it's just Throwing Fits on IG, like I can check it out. Like he was trying to engage, and I'm the one being very weird. And I said, yep, that's us on IG. Check it out. And he's like, what is it though? And I was like, it's a podcast. And he said, what is the podcast?
See you later.
And I was like, men's fashion. And he was like, oh yeah, cool. Okay. Word. Yeah, I'll definitely check it out. And I was like, then at that point, I'm like, hey, let me like look at some of your stuff. And now let me linger and be weird. And Jenna was like, all right, we need to get the fuck out of here. You embarrass yourself. So I have always told you that for me, as the completely irrationally confident, megalomaniac, ego guy, that I'll fucking talk to anyone about myself. Yeah. But I guess the stakes have always been so fucking low, and they've never been at a level with someone who I actually was like, hey, I want to see what this guy's about. And I clammed up and I fucking blew it.
Well, first of all, okay, two things. One, I need to know this guy's secret for shutting you the fuck up.
Yeah, right.
So
just having
there's that. Good, so I'm going to go.
It's called wearing a cool fit. And I guess you would know.
All right, so I'm going to go down to DeKalb and get this guy's, have him on the pod, my own personal podcast. That's what I call having a conversation with someone. And then two, I guess, you've never had like a situation where like you've had fans of the pod come up and be like, yo, what up, Throw Gang? And like, same, but like you've never necessarily been in a situation where you've had to like explain
that was the first date.
yourself.
That for me, as a married guy who is typically not talking to very cool strangers who are potentially above my pay grade. Like this kid, very cool in terms of taste or whatever. Like I have never had to explain the pod to a Jaws enthusiast who wasn't already intimately familiar with the program and myself and you.
What about family members? What about family members and shit?
I don't give a fuck about. I don't, because who cares what their opinions are of me? You know, I'll just.
No, but when they ask you, do you like have a explanation?
Yeah, I mean, I guess. I mean, at this point, I guess I haven't seen like extended family recently where I would have had to necessarily do that. And my immediate family is well aware of the gargantuan disappointment that I have decided to kind of become.
Expected though.
Yeah, sure. But not just because it's expected doesn't mean that it doesn't
make it hurt less.
Yeah,
doesn't make it sting less.
And I'm sure having an Asian parent, you know exactly what I'm talking about. This was a first date for me, right? I don't date. I don't have to explain this to a fucking chick who wouldn't even get the fucking John's game, who wouldn't know about the TF Extended Universe. I'm normally in my bubble, dude. I am literally Trump. I am Trump. I am Kim Jong-un. And I had to step outside of my bubble and engage with this fine young John's enthusiast. And honestly, bro, he was a nice guy. I was out of my element. I was blown out of the water.
It sounds like you were just wheezing desperately like Trump.
It's terrible. And that's why Jen has been roasting me. That sounded a little sexual.
Daddy, chill.
That's when you have COVID, that's actually what.
Please stop.
So Jen has been roasting me since that happened because it was an abysmal performance.
Yeah, you deserve it.
Yeah, I'm ashamed. I don't want to even. And I'm gonna be back out on Saturday doing my routine. You know he's gonna be there. I don't know how I can redeem myself, but
you're gonna have to cross the street. You're gonna have to make yourself disappear.
Yeah,
you're gonna have to pretend to be on your phone.
Sure, right. Good thing I'm wearing a mask because I'm a good person.
Just wear a Daft Punk helmet.
Yeah, that'll definitely be low key, dude. Just one half of Daft Punk wandering DeKalb, pretending not to be
that old French guy.
John's. Yeah, you do this all the time.
I've tried to explain this
life with women.
I've tried to explain this to you, and you always kind of mock me because I'm just like, you don't get it. Like, it's hard to.
You don't get it, bro. You don't want my life, bro.
You don't get it, Larry. I don't want your life. No. So I've gone on a few first dates, 6 feet apart, socially distanced, masked up, FaceTime even, and. A big part of first date, you haven't gone on a first date in 17 years, so I don't know if you remember this, but Sham knows, a big part of a first date is talking about what you do for work professionally and asking them about that and having them go deeper and kind of asking leading questions and figure out what their ambitions are and where they are in their career trajectory in their personal opinion. So imagine that, right? Someone's like, oh, I work at a marketing agency and we work with, I don't know, luxury brands and da-da-da-da-da, right? Totally normal. You know what to ask. Oh, that's so cool. Who do you work with? What do you like to do? What don't you like? Da-da. I have to fucking be okay, oh, James, what do you do? You're so handsome. What do you do? Are you are you a male model? No, worse.
That's me.
I have I co-host a podcast, and I always try to downplay it because it's it does, A, it sounds pathetic. B, I don't want to come off like a fucking blowhard sucking my own dick and talk about how fire it is and be like, oh, you don't read the New Yorker? Yeah. You fucking uneducated match girl.
You don't check Chartable. You don't check the fashion and arts charts on chartable.com, a third
You don't subscribe to Esquire UK?
To iTunes? Yeah.
You don't subscribe to highsnobiety.com about the boots?
Wait, so is that why you say co-host? Because I just say, when that dude asked me, and I know a lot of the audience right at home right now listening super disappointed that their guy Larry didn't step up and flex nuts like I am wont to do. So I apologize that I failed you. But I just said I do a podcast, but you say I co-host a podcast. You're very clear.
Well, because it's more about
is that you downplaying it. It's not all me.
It's
There's another guy who's also as embarrassing as me.
Yes, it's downplaying it, but it's also, I feel like it legitimizes it where it's because, there are people that work at podcast networks, people that produce podcasts, people that host podcasts. So it's oh, I co-host a podcast. And they're going to think that it's oh, are you on fucking NPR? Do you work on The Daily? That type of shit. So it's like, oh, I co-host a podcast. And it's like, next question. Oh, what's it about? This is also, I still have not.
What do you say? So what do you, because I fucked that up.
I still don't have a fucking answer. So I say like, oh, it's ostensibly about like streetwear and menswear and kind of like fashion and how we, me and my co-host like started from the bottom and now we're here. And we just interview people that we find interesting that are in like the fashion and media space. And they're like, oh, so like, who? And then this is another, like, who do you interview? And so this is another thing where I don't want to be like,
you got to drop the whales, right? Come on.
No, bro, no. See, you are gauche. You have no tact. You got to fucking downplay it and be humble and sincere. Chef knows what I'm talking about. Maybe not. And you got to be like, oh, you know, like writers, like some designers.
I always drop know me.
Oh, that's a good one.
Does she is that because she plays to everybody? Because she's really the people's champ, right?
Well,
everyone loves her.
I just think she's my favorite guest like every single time. So
that's fair.
Yeah.
And do people know and all your dates know who she is?
No, but if I reference like an article or something, then usually like I'd say like 2 times out of 5 it'll probably land.
Because you're dating educated women. I'm dating fucking gutter snipes. That's the difference.
Well, I hope no women that have slept with James are listening because they will be very insulted. I will say that
it's Hinge versus Raya.
I think the safe bet is we're a men's lifestyle podcast. That sounds terrible.
That sounds horrible. That sounds so fucking dumb.
But what about fashion and media? That sounds good. It sounds
fine.
smarter.
So eventually gets to that. But the point is that I really downplay it and kind of like, because I also don't.
It sucks. It sucks. It's terrible. Nobody likes that. And money. Back to you. I'm clearly a catch.
Yes. And also that's kind of like, I don't necessarily like talk about myself anyway.
Do you hint at any of the successes, i.e. the New Yorker profile or like that we work for ourselves, like that you don't have a day job?
I'll say that like I left my job in June and kind of tell that story, but then it's like a little confusing, I think, where it's like, so you quit your job that paid you a lot of money working with high profile rappers.
Yeah.
And getting tweets and IG pics off to do what? So it's this whole fucking dance, right? And then so I usually do a successful job downplaying it and kind of getting past it. Then the issue is not the issue, but like a reoccurring instance is because these are all like cool women in New York. They'll be like, oh, like have I, like what's it called? And I'll be like, oh, throwing fits. And they're like, wait, my guy friends send me that this is happening a lot. My guy friends have sent me memes from that IG.
How many times has this happened?
3 times.
3.
So that's a trend. 3 times a trend.
3 is a trend. Listen, to all our friends in the tri-state area at home, your crush is getting absolutely fucking dug out by Horny Jimmy. I was gonna
Jordy Himmy.
Jorny Himmy, absolutely dug out by Jorny Himmy. And guess what? You're being played like a fucking pawn as leverage, dude. While this man fucking smashes your crush out.
Thank you for your service.
Jesus Christ.
And I do think that legitimizes it a little bit when they're like, oh, like my guy friends who I'm friends with.
Oh, sent me a dumb meme that I don't respect. That I hate.
They're like, oh, haha, yeah, the rapper burger meme, hee hee. So there's that. So yeah, so it's kind of like I try to get past it, and then hopefully it.
I've heard of your work through the streetwear burger meme.
I mean, first dates are awkward enough, so to be fucking. But I think like
that's brutal, dude. I can't even imagine.
But I think to be humble and downplay and chef, correct me if I'm wrong, and like kind of like be like is actually kind of charming and like you know.
No,
is it? Is it charming?
I employ a similar tactic for sure. Also, Larry, I did listen to the 60 Seconds of Thirst from the Chris Green episode.
What did you think? What do you think of our impressions? Chuck didn't listen. He doesn't give a shit.
You nailed it.
I tried to skip to it, but I couldn't find it.
Wait, Chef, so sorry, what were you saying? What do you think?
You nailed it. I think that's exactly the question. I don't know if that was the question I would have asked him.
That's what I
would have talked.
We came up with the idea like 30 seconds before 60 seconds.
It was really 90 seconds.
And that's just kind of what fucking came to me. Well, you know, if it's Chef, you know it's going to be about music, kind of. And then from there, I just tried to, I'd close my eyes and just try to channel one of my best friends.
His eyes were closed.
Friends, yeah.
It's wild.
Well, but I appreciate you respecting the craft.
Actually, Chuck, I asked a question you might find. I asked a question you might find serviceable. I asked, you might have heard of Herman Miller. What's like the step above Herman Miller for a chairsman? I don't know what the answer was. He said some like Scandinavian shit or I couldn't understand.
Oh yeah. He said some shit. Again, unusable recon since 2012. Throwing fits, the only podcast that matters.
All right, so
basically, listen, I do not envy you at all, bro. I do not envy you whatsoever.
The general point is that like we don't know how to
choose. I would be a virgin.
We don't know how to kind of explain
born again virgin.
Right, your hymen's intact again. We don't know how to necessarily explain what we do because like, and luckily we have built out this universe of best friends behind the paywall, in front of the paywall, who are not our best friends, just casual acquaintances. Because what am I gonna do? Be like, oh yeah, our podcast, we have these Groms, and one of them is named Chuck, and I'm just guarantor, and he's my son, and he's gonna try and eat 24 hot dogs in 24 hours this weekend. Come on!
Yeah, I'm not looking forward to explaining that to anyone.
When we get our videographer, can you do that on a first date? Can you just legit do a boys only podcast at somebody's face? And I would love to see what
I'll have someone video it. That'll go great.
Yeah, without the person's consent. Definitely hidden camera. Want to make it as realistic as possible for sure. So, can't wait. That's gonna be good.
Wait, Chuck, have you explained to your live-in girlfriend what you're doing this weekend?
Yes.
What'd you say?
What's the review?
She's leaving for the day.
She's leaving me
for the day.
Oh, but what happens if you need assistance? What happens if you shit your pants? What happens if you shit yourself?
Then she won't be there. That's great.
Wait, why is she leaving?
What do you mean why? Because he's eating 24 hot dogs in 24 hours.
This is Chuck's time. Why is she leaving?
And this is like the middle of our place. So like, I mean, she doesn't want to be. It's gonna be most of it's gonna be streamed. She doesn't want to be here.
Oh,
understandably.
So are you like getting her like a nice hotel room?
No. She has somewhere cool, nice to stay.
Wait, the glizzy dome is which is the middle of the apartment, so she has no choice.
It's like the NBA. It's the glizzy bubble.
Yeah, you're in the bubble, dude. She has to quarantine. She has to get out.
Glizzy HQ.
Yeah.
All right, Chuck. Let's talk about this. So you are going to do 24 hot dogs in 24 hours. The rules, as I understand them, and correct me if I'm wrong, are no vomiting. And you're doing this if you successfully do this. You get $1,000 from the goddamn motherfucking boys
to pay for the rig. Basically, we're basically buying the rig or pieces of the rig, right?
Yeah, half of it. About
half the rig.
You're live streaming the whole ordeal on a 24-hour long stream, which will include like when you're sleeping, when you're shitting, when you're in the shower, everything.
Is that that's where else? Is that what it's gonna be? I thought like I could sleep and shit.
No, you can, but you're just gonna be off camera.
You're gonna be off camera, but the camera never stops running.
The camera don't stop.
So people are going to see like Chauncey. People are going to see Chauncey getting his bills up, back and forth.
Or like a fucking meat drunk Chuck just stumbling past the camera on the way to the bathroom.
Yeah.
So the rules, I understand them. 24 hours and 24 hot dogs. If you do that, you get $1,000. It includes.
You said
the buns.
24 hours and 24 hot dogs.
That's exactly what you got to do, Chuck. How are you going to do that? Dog and bun choice up to you. No vomiting. No performance-enhancing drugs, by which we mean laxatives. Anything else, totally fine.
Okay.
And I think that's it. Strategy is completely up to you. Start time up to you. I mean, you just keep the camera rolling.
What's the date? Did we decide? Wait, is it Saturday or Sunday, Chuck?
Saturday, Saturday.
College football Saturday. Hell yeah. Well, yeah. When do you want to start?
I was. Well, I mean, we kind of had this conversation, but I don't know. I was gonna also ask you guys. I was thinking like 10. Eastern?
Okay. Wait, James, what's your advice? And I know you have a bit of.
I think you got to think backwards. So I think you got to. I don't have a dog in this fight. Oh, well, I kind of do.
He's trying to go out of town. He's not trying to stay.
No, Chuck. I think that what you got to do is you got to think about let's assume you sleep at night, right? Like how many meals can you fit into 24 hours? So I have a friend. He did 2 p.m. to 2 p.m. so that he did lunch, dinner, breakfast, lunch. That's 4 meals. Right. So if you start at 8 a.m. or what do you say? 10
dogs a meal.
You start at 10 a.m.
A meal.
Yeah, 10 a.m.
All right. So that's lunch. Or is that breakfast or lunch? What are you doing?
That's probably breakfast.
All right. Breakfast, late lunch, late dinner. If you fall asleep, I don't think you're going to wake up with enough time to fit another meal in before Sunday 10 a.m. That's my thing.
Oh no, my thing is my strategy is definitely coming out strong. Unclear how I'll do that, but it's got to be come out strong.
Yeah, I don't think you can sleep. I mean, my advice that I was giving to you is like get a really good night's sleep the night before. Don't be fucking gaming and fucking around with Pal Nation till all hours of the morning. And I would tell you is don't start at 10, buddy. Like, I don't know about you. Like, I wake up, like, let's say it's 8 a.m. and I'm not even like working out, Larry. Just wake up. I'm ready to go, whether that would be like with the BEC or an SEC or just, schmear on and everything, whatever.
Pac-12.
Exactly, bro. So I would say wake up at 8 a.m. and get right to fucking cooking up some dogs, getting excited, and starting putting them down, and do not sleep. Because the second you sleep, that's the cousin of death, and you're done.
I think you wake up at 8 or 10 a.m., but you don't eat, and you start in the late afternoon. And that way, you are fucking hungry as a dog. You put down, let's just say you put down 8, right, off rip. So you're good until dinner. You put down another 6. You're 14. You're more than halfway through. Let's say you have a midnight snack. Midnight snack. You have 2 more. You're in the back third, baby. You wake up, have 4 for breakfast, 4 for lunch because you wake up early. Like you set an alarm. You get 4 hours sleep. I think you should sleep, and you have time on Sunday to put in quality work.
Do you burn more calories when you sleep? Is anyone here a fucking doctor or a scientist?
I think it's more about just having your mental capacities about you. Staying up for 24 hours is fucking rough.
We just asked him the other day if he's like done that recently, and this man will game for like 18 hours straight. Yeah. He's basically already doing it.
But then he sleeps 14 hours.
What I'm saying is get a great night's sleep. A big old listen. Let the dog fucking dream. Chuck fucking sleeping. That kind of shit.
He's running.
Yeah, exactly. Let my boy get like a real fucking good, and you have to commit to that because I think that's the most crucial thing. My question for you, my next question, Chuck, would be like, okay, we know you're going to be gaming, but what side activities have you planned? Like, how are you going to stay active to burn calories if you're even going to do that? Like, are you just going to be smoking weed and gaming the whole time? Like,
yeah. What are the side activities?
What are the side missions?
Are you asking on like that will be on stream?
No, I'm not asking for gimmicks and novelties. Like I'm just saying if you were only trying to if you weren't trying to be entertaining and you're trying to fucking complete the task, complete the mission, get the money, like are you doing anything to maybe up your metabolism, push-ups? Like have you thought about that?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, before I knew I had to be on camera the whole time before I realized that.
Chuck, you don't have to be on camera. You can leave the room, but the camera's running the whole time.
You need to eat every dog in front of a camera, though.
Oh, of course.
Yeah, that's
but like, I was thinking of like maybe like a little yoga, stretch it out, make it
like that,
make it.
No, that's science. That's science.
Have you done any research on like what Kobayashi or Joey Chestnut does? Like, I guess they're about speed.
They're
sprinters, not marathoners.
Yeah,
it's different.
One thing I've learned is like you don't. Like especially this week, I was like, oh, I'm not gonna eat like hardly anything. But they're like, nah, you have to eat.
You stretch your stomach
like a normal amount.
Man, yo, chew on that lettuce, dog.
Yeah, me and Sean were talking about celery too. Maybe some ants on a log, get the protein in.
Oh wait, that's a rule. Is that you can't dip the buns? You have to eat the dogs as you normally would.
Ketchup.
You can toppings completely up to you. All I'm saying is that you can't fucking dip the buns in water. Whether or not you want to cut up the hot dog into little fucking pieces, up to you. But like, I think
nobody want to dip the buns anyway. That just makes the shit suck. But
what if it's like hour 23 and a half, and he's like, I need to put down 5 dogs.
Well, we've established that can't happen.
I think the rule is you have to eat them as you would on any other normal day.
So Chuck, have you thought about what kind of dog, what brand, how you're going to cook that dog? And then what your condiment situation, are you going to have a full spread and alternate, or are you just going to stick with your go-to? Like what is your plan with that?
I mean, I was trying to think of something other than ketchup, but I really can't. Like, I don't like mustard. I was thinking of doing mustard maybe just to change it up, but
what about kraut? What about kraut? Like
sauerkraut? Don't do any chili, but like, fuck, I don't know.
Sauerkraut helps with digestion. That's good for your gut.
It's cabbage, right? That's a pickled cabbage.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll grab
what brand dog are you gonna eat?
I don't know. What do you guys think? Like, what's like the typical? What do you think of?
Well,
should we keep it? Regulation and do like Nathan's? Like, isn't that the sponsor?
Why don't it needs to be consistent. You need to pick and you need to get everything of the same.
But Chuck, I think you unveil on the stream what your decisions are. My suggestion would be pick beef or pork, and then go from there. And then also you got to do a Martin's potato buns.
Yeah, definitely Martin's potato buns for sure. My dog of choice is Sabret, and also that's a long and skinny guy versus a ballpark, or I think like a Nathan's.
You don't want to get a ballpark. They plump when you cook them.
Right, exactly. Yeah. Thank you, Hitler mustache Michael Jordan.
Are you gonna boil? You're gonna pan fry them up? What are you gonna do?
I was thinking of pan frying.
So grill them in a cast iron skillet.
Yes. I have that.
I do think you're allowed to cook them differently. So that's huge because that's the only that and toppings are the only variables that you can instill.
Yeah, you're gonna definitely, and this is why I don't want to do this. And I'd like to I have an idea of how I can support you on stream, and we'll talk about tap-ins in a second and kind of the way that you want the programming to run. But for me, I think that. Yeah, I mean, this is going to be tough. You're never going to want to have another dog. And that's why I kind of don't want to do it unless like it was 10 G's of Jimmy's money on the line, because you're going to ruin hot dogs. Like, it's not going to be fun, and it's not – I am convinced 1,000% you're going to do it.
It's not going to ruin them forever. It's not going to ruin them forever.
Well, it's going to ruin them for a year.
For like a week. It'll be fine.
Maybe Chuck a week. A month.
I think if you were to grill them or pan fry them, whatever you want to say, all of them, the char – would just become too much. That would become an option.
I think
you want to boil some as well.
You can determine, like, you can do extra char to like switch it up. You can keep like you can
do but like lighter. Oh, Chuck. Also, they're all pre-cooked. They're all pre-cooked, right? So you can eat them.
Just eat them out the case.
Cold? Should I just do a cold one? A dessert?
A cold boy? A dessert?
A cold one?
Tall boy? Just a tall Sabret, dude.
What about other substances? You're gonna
smoke weed all day?
Yeah, for sure. And
so I was thinking yoga and smoke weed and grill dogs with ketchup.
Yes. You gonna drink?
Was the answer to the question.
Yeah, I was thinking about maybe like incentivizing, like if we get like a donation or something, like shotgunning a beer or something here or there.
Yo, dude, if you barf, it's a wrap, right? It's James. To be clear, if you
but that would make it fun, and I could like make money for something.
Bro, beer is so filling though.
It's a tough one, dude.
What if we? I don't know. Whatever.
You gotta piss it out.
Maybe not. But Big Cat did say I'm gonna try milkshakes because he did warn about the sodium, and I feel like that would get my digestive system.
You're gonna need to cut it for sure.
So a milkshake that'll help you.
Well, that's what he did. I mean, look. I mean,
but didn't Cat replace buns for some of them with milkshakes? Which, like, if you ask me, I'd be like, that's fair. I think the milkshake.
I think that's not fair. I think you have to do 24.
James, I don't think won't do it. So you're just increasing what you're eating. So you need a side cart. You need a side cart where you can like do palate cleansers of like chocolate.
Yeah, no, I
really need ice cream. You need chocolate ice cream.
I really think something like a kiwi or like a cucumber salad would be very helpful. Actually,
a really nice tabbouleh. That's James' recommendation.
Even though it's more food, I think just because I honestly think it's not a stomach issue. I really think it's mental, right? And just having to eat the same fucking thing, no matter what it is, whether it's hot dogs, whether it's hamburgers, whether it's kiwis for 24 hours is brutal, and it's mental. So I think that not only do you have to do shit on the stream to help out your physiological situation, but mentally, I'm like, yo, and to be entertaining for the people on watching this.
That, dude.
No, but I think you have to distract yourself from the task at hand. I think you have to game. I think you have to have like, I don't know if there's like a big game on that day, whether it's like college football or the NBA still going at that point. So I think you got to like kind of figure out what you're going to do to distract yourself from the torture.
Yeah. You could watch, you could throw on the SEC and like just do some reaction twitching. I kind of disagree with James. I would say don't focus on being entertaining. Focus on completing the task. No one's judging you based on.
It's not about being entertaining. It's about distracting yourself from the self-inflicted torture.
Yeah, and I think that he'll be fine there because I really do think that for you, Chuck, I don't know, man. Your mentals are in a pretty good spot. I mean, you love to eat. This isn't necessarily like anything new to you. This isn't some like new like if it was Chef, it would be different, right? Chef would be kind of putting his body through a fucking.
We would not be having this conversation.
I think I could get like
do it.
14 tops.
I don't know, dude. I don't know if you could do it. You could probably, maybe 12.
Chef built different.
Some bitch ass shit somewhere in there.
Chuck, how can Lawrence and I help? Like, what do you want us to do?
Yeah, what do you need from us?
This is your day.
I would love for you guys to just like check in with me at some point. Like I I'm already working on like a little like a overlay where it could look cute and you guys could hop on and talk to me. And also if I could just expense the hot dogs and buns, I think that's it.
Yeah, sure. 100%.
Yeah, then that's it.
We'll reimburse you when you complete the mission.
Do you want us to like tap in a few times? Like I like we'll dedicate the whole 24 hours.
If you could just like.
Well, Saturday's my day with my wife. So
I
was hoping for Sunday, but either way, I'll be available in the late afternoon to maybe I'll match you. I'll match dog for dog. That's what I'll do. I'll go dog for dog with this guy. Maybe for upwards of a half.
For how long?
Yeah.
But if he's doing this, if he's starting at 8 a.m., you're gonna have to wake up and do 7.
No. When I'm on stream, on stream with him for my allotted half hour, we will luxuriously eat 4 hot dogs.
And if Saturday is your day with JB, then you're gonna have to do Sunday with Chuck. And if Chuck is ending at 8 a.m. on Sunday, then you're gonna have to wake up and eat 4 hot dogs at 7 in the morning.
Oh, I actually like that. That would be better. Right. But I'll be there for you as much as you need, Chuck. And I think that for me, as the guy who's kind of like on your side here, not that Chef and James don't support you. No. They just understand the magnitude and the scale of this challenge, whereas I maybe think it's a little bit more within reach.
All right, let's do over-unders. Let's do over-unders. You can place your bets on mybookie.ag. We all want Chuck to do this. Anymore. Fine. We all want Chuck to do this. Well, they might be. We all want Chuck to do this.
Yeah.
And we all want Chuck to win $1,000 and have a great time doing this. And for himself, for his pride, for his heart, both metaphorically and physically speaking,
if you have a heart attack, we'll never be able to forgive ourselves.
So. Where do we think Chuck's going to end up? What's like the I guess over under? Where we think he's going to end up? I will go first. I'm going to say 22. I think you're going to mismanage the back third.
Yeah. For me, there's no spread. There's no over under. I'm taking the money line. I'm taking Chuck. He's going to do it. It's that simple.
Chef?
There's no other option.
I'm gonna support my dog. I think he could do it too. Actually, I'm feeling pretty confident for him.
Real, because this is a different tune than you were singing at Lilia.
Yeah, I know, but then we've had this conversation like 6 times now.
Yeah, we need to definitely move. We need Chuck to do it so we can move past it.
Yeah, like. Listen, this isn't new. I think that he could do it, and yeah.
Oh yeah.
All right, I'm the only doubter here. I just think that a strategy. Yeah, it's Jimmy versus the world. I just think the strategy of come out hot isn't necessarily. You haven't really. You need mile markers. I think. Like, where do you want to be at 2 a.m.? Where do you want to be at 6 a.m.? Where do you want to be?
I have mile markers in my notes.
Really?
Wow.
But I wanted to hear what you guys saw too.
Oh, do you want to share?
Let's run through it, and then we'll plug the information, and then let's get out of here.
What I was gonna say was like either way, it's disgusting. I've crunched the numbers several ways, and it is disgusting.
I've built the models.
But I was thinking for the first 6 hours, do like 2 every 30 minutes, and just crush.
I love that.
Crush, because like once I hit a certain point, I feel like I'm just like coasting. And then from there on out, do 1 an hour until 3 a.m. If I need to wake up early, do a couple breakfast dogs. And I had a question for you guys. So like, say I start at 9, I can puke at 9:01:01. Like, could I just down 2 really quick if I'm short? And then
that's a good question. I think there has to be
like a buzzer beater type beat.
I think there has to be a little buffer zone where like
I don't know, man.
You can't puke for like 6 hours.
What? Yeah, that's
okay.
Tough.
Chuck, what I don't want you to do.
I think you can puke as soon as it's 24
He needs
hours.
He needs to have it. The last bite needs to be swallowed at 00:01, and from then I say he could. Then you could fucking.
No, it's 00:00.
That's how they do it in the fucking on 4th of July or whatever.
But Chuck, it needs to be down your throat at 00:00. But I don't think you should pull the trigger immediately afterwards.
Yeah, don't do that. I think that's bad, but you could, is what I think we're saying. But you could.
I'm not going to unless I have to or whatever. But like,
right, God forbid.
I'm planning on being done before like it gets morning.
All right, so you're gonna do 12 hot dogs in the first 6 hours.
That's so bad. Yeah.
That's just constant chewing for 6 hours. Like,
yeah, I think that's a bad. But you could do 8 to 10.
I was also thinking of James's strategy sounded pretty good, like three meals or whatever, like
4 meals.
4 meals. 6.
Yeah, but those snack meals that are in between, like if you do it that way, I think that they're going to be extremely ineffective, and you're going to need to use that time to break. And every break you take where you're not pacing out the dogs, you're just going to make it harder for you later. And I think that's you should be careful there. So I like this strategy of try to get out ahead early while still pacing, if not staying ahead of the pace while you still feel good, and then kind of crossing.
Chuck, just make sure you give us while you're on stream, just give us like constant inner monologue. Tell us how you're feeling. Yeah. I think you're going to be gaming a bunch. I have a PS4 that I haven't used in 6 months. Maybe I can figure that out. Yeah, we'll tap in with you. We'll
make sure Rob is clipping and posting this to social as the kind of
where can the kids follow this?
Yeah, this will be public. I alluded to this earlier. This will be public. We're not gonna paywall it. Because I don't think you.
Or is it secret?
We're not that.
Or do you not know?
No, I think it's you just put it out there. Let anyone who wants. Not that numbers. We said numbers don't matter, but we want people to watch it.
Chuck, where is it?
Twitch.tv/StoringFootsPod.
All right, cool.
Tight.
Can't wait.
All right, Chuck. Thank you for coming on the only boys only that matters. Thank you, fellas, for another episode behind the paywall for best friends. Jorny Himmy out. Chef, hit that motherfucking. I guess peso or
no. I said Kendrick Lamar humble.
No, it's either Van Halen or peso. Chef, hit it right now.